How many of you are ready to move your life forward, but you're just finding there's some sticky spots that are preventing you? Listen in on today's episode where we're talking about how to overcome procrastination. Welcome to Life Mastery for Women. I'm your host, Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Join me here 3 times a week for empowering conversations, powerful tools, and techniques to help you experience more joy, healing, and deeper connections in your life. Get ready, ladies. It's time to get that nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. Life is hard, but your personal growth doesn't have to be. Hey ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I'm finding you overcoming procrastination and accelerating your life at whatever speed you choose. If you're not accelerating your life, then allow me to give you just one nugget of inspiration for your transformation today. So welcome to today's episode. If you listened to yesterday's, you will know, or Mondays anyway, you will know that I just got back from Miami, went to a business retreat, and it had so much content. It was so, and in a good way, content heavy is how we say that, which means just a lot of different types of content to kind of hit your overall business. And it's for authors, speakers, and coaches. And other than author, I fit into both of those categories, we came home with a lot of homework, and we started with a lot of homework. But anyway, so you go and you have some ideas in your business that need some help, right? You have some things going on in your business that need a little bit of finesse or some complete and total recreation. My business definitely had some holes in it that got filled at this retreat. So we came home with a lot of work to do. And I found myself yesterday being very tired and having a hard time staying focused. And so I really spent the day in a space of self-care. And then today, I'm a little bit more fired up, a little bit ready to work, and I'm finding myself procrastinating. So I thought that would be a good time to address procrastination, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who came back from this retreat kind of fire-hosed with the content and the ideas and the conversation that we had, but then feeling like, what do I do? And why am I procrastinating on some of these tasks? So I wanted to talk about procrastination. And one of the things, and fine in doing so, is I created a new tool. Now, I will be teaching this tool, this Overcoming Procrastination tool, in my upcoming group coaching retreat that I think I'm going to call Lady Rising. Now, I know I'm recording this and I've said it out loud. It's going to be out there. You're going to hear it. I think that's what I'm going to call it, is a Lady Rising, a women's leadership retreat. And I want to talk about procrastination because it is such a thing that really, really gets in our way, and it prevents us from living our dream. And I don't know about you, but I've got big dreams and I need nothing to stand in my way. So one of the very first things that I did is, as I'm like, okay, I'm going to start this group coaching program, I immediately could feel the resistance in my body. And so I started kind of having this outward conversation with myself, trying to uncover the blocks. What is preventing me from doing this? What do I want to do instead if I'm not going to do this? And here's this thing that I'm really good at. I'm good at what I do. I love doing it. I love having the interactions. I love seeing the aha moments in my clients, and changing and shifting their perspective. So not only am I good at it, I like the outcome. It can get very big, and there's lots of different avenues that I can take, which is the variety that I love. So I could do speaking, I can do retreats, I can do virtual coaching, I can do one-on-one coaching, I could do a course, I could write a book. And so I love having those choices and variety. So they kind of meet my freedom need, right? But I found that the resistance was still there. And that resistance for me was procrastination. I'm like, I'll just go home and, do some stuff. And, like I said in Monday's podcast, is I'll just engage some more with my environment. Though I love that doesn't help me build my business. It helps me clean up my yard and it gives my dog some exercise, but it doesn't help me build my business. And that's what I went to this retreat for. That's what we paid for. And so as I'm now going to uncover some of the things that led to this procrastination, I want to give you some tools to use. Now, the very first thing I did was, why do I want this group coaching business? What is the base of the business that excites me? And so that is what I would ask you, whatever your dream is. Now, the very first thing, and I used to say this all the time in my other podcasts, is you have to be open. If you can't be open, then you're not going to let much come into your life. You have to be willing and open to receiving the good. And I know that that can be hard for some people, but if you are a lady leader, and that just means you're leading in your life, you're leading in your relationships, and you're leading in your business. Now, when I say any of those, I don't mean that you have to be the one that makes all the decisions, but I will say this. You have to be the one to create the thing that you want. That is what I say. That's what I mean when I say leader, is you don't have to be the driver. I mean, ultimately, I want you to be the driver, but you have to create. You have to come from this place of, instead of complaining about what is showing up in your life, is what do I want to change? This is what I'm recognizing. This is where we course correct. Something shows up in our life and I'm like, ooh, that's gross. I don't like that. And that's stupid. Then, okay, if that wasn't it, what would be it? What do I actually want? And then you start to course correct. Yes, Monday's podcast, I talked about using your heart to show you what it is that you want to have happen. If overwhelm is showing up in your life, well then, if I wasn't overwhelmed, what would I have? What would I be? Who would I become? And the art of signing in and getting your checking in with your body of where are you? What are you doing? And what is it that you want? That, my friends, is what I mean by leadership. And that's going inward and taking some command over the outcomes that you want in your life. So that's what I mean by leadership. Now, as we move forward into procrastination, I wrote down some of these other words. Like, I don't want to focus on procrastination. I want to focus on what it would be on the other side, how to accelerate your life, how to progress, how to lead, how to move, how to succeed. That's where we're going. So instead of overcoming procrastination, I want to say, like, how do I accelerate my growth? How do I accelerate my relationships? How do I accelerate my love? How do I progress from the square that I'm on onto a bigger, larger square so I can start to receive more, I can start to experience more, I can start to explore more. So when you look at your dream, the very first question is to ask, why do I want it? And this question is one that you could go 7 levels deep, where you say, okay, so I want, this is an example. I want a new car. Why do you want a new car? Well, because I want something that's reliable. Okay, why do you want something, like, why do you want the new car? Other than reliable, why do you want the new car? I want the new car because I value my freedom. Okay, so why do you want freedom? Well, because I just love having the choice. Why do you want the choice? Because I love having the power. I love having the power of choice. And I would say, now you keep going and you keep asking those questions until you get to an answer that lights you up. That's how you know. That's the foundation. So basically, I want the new car because I think having the new car is going to give me that sensation of having power. And if I say something like, okay, I want a new car, but I can't afford a new car and I don't have a job and I can't get a job and they don't pay very well and there's no jobs available, whatever line of excuses we can make. And I go, okay, why do you want the new car? And then we go all the way to the bottom and it happens to be power. And I go, okay, now instead of the new car, get off the new car for a second. What can you do to have more power in your life? Because ultimately what it is you want is power, but you locked down to having a new car. Does that make sense? So when I talk about my group coaching business and I go, okay, why do I want a group coaching business? I go, well, because I'm good at it. Okay, well, why do you want a group coaching business? Because you can't go, okay, well, why are you good at it? I want to keep going, like, what is at the base? So you have to think about which question you're going to ask, which sometimes I go back to the beginning and says, why do I want a group coaching business? Well, because I'm good at it. I wouldn't then say, Why am I good at it? Well, I'm good at it because I've practiced it. Okay, we're going in the wrong direction. So come back to the beginning. Why else do you want a group coaching business? Because I want to make an impact. Why do you want to make an impact? Because I think the world needs to know what I have to learn. Why do you think the world needs to know that? Because it's a big secret, and women are still manipulating their environment to try to get their needs met. Okay? Why do you think women are still doing that? Well, because I see women doing that and they're suffering because of it. And I want to bring my knowledge and my teachings to the forefront so women leaders, ladies who are trying to rise up in their life can have the simple yet powerful tools and techniques to build their life, their relationships, and their business. That's me. That's it. That's where I'm at. And I know that my tools can do that. I've seen it happen over and over again with my clients. Okay, so now that excites me. Okay, so I go back to overcoming procrastination. This is accelerating my life. Now, why is it the thing? I have to get that thing to be big enough. And I've done a couple of questions there. I did a little bit of 7 levels deep. I've got this thing that fires me up. Now I'm excited and I go, okay. And you could do this along with me. And I go, okay, I am creating a 6-figure group coaching business. And then I stand back and I go, okay, where's the resistance? Now, the first part for me, the resistance is my content rich enough? Do I have enough content? And that was my first block. Like, oh, my program's just not good enough. And I go, you know what? My program is killer. My program is good enough. And it is going to change lives because it's already doing that. It's already changing lives. And so I go, okay, so now I can work with that. And that excites me to overcome that block. Okay. And then I just kept going. Then I go, okay, I'm creating a group coaching business and my content is rich enough. Okay. Am I excited to go to start working? Am I excited to start doing the thing? Or is there still more resistance? And there was more resistance for me. And so I just kept working through each stage of that resistance until all of a sudden it was full steam ahead. I was fired up and ready to go. I was pushing down the gas pedal, ready to ignite my business. Okay. So that is one of the powerful tools that we use in our group coaching business to help you overcome procrastination. But really what it is to help you to accelerate. You know, we have to get the obstacles out of the way when we want to accelerate down the road, right? We turn left, we turn right, we stop at stop signs, we go through traffic lights, we pass people on the car, pass people that are slow driving, right? We pause for construction. Those are all parts of the blocks, that parts of the things that get in our way, and we have to learn how to maneuver them. So procrastination in your life does not mean that you don't deserve the thing. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have it. It doesn't mean that it's not in God's will. It just means you have some resistance to it, and now we need to uncover whatever the obstacle is. When you are driving down the road and you're trying to go to, let's say, Miami, it's funny that I use that as an example in my other podcast, which is literally due south from us, from where I am in northern Michigan. And I say, you're not just going to get there with just one big fell swoop. Like, you're going to have to come up to a stop sign or a stoplight. And then you don't get out of your car and go, oh my God, I wasn't meant to go to Miami. It's like, no, you just have to wait. You just have to overcome this thing. You have to wait for the light to turn green. You have to wait for construction. You have to wait for the flag guy, right? So when procrastination shows up in your life, it doesn't mean that you don't deserve the thing. It just means that there's some resistance. There's an obstacle. And digging in and going inward to uncover what the obstacle is exactly what we should be doing. That is what leaders do. They uncover the obstacle and then they work through the obstacle. So we go, oh, well, here's the obstacle is that I don't have enough content. Then you ask yourself that question. Can you get more content? How can you work through that problem? Is it workable? And when I got excited about, yes, like I love creating content. That's one of my favorite things to do. Oh, well, gosh, if you're excited about it, then that obstacle is going to be easy to overcome. You just will need to spend some time right there, right? I need to spend some time organizing my content for my program. Okay? Makes perfect sense. And it got me excited. So I overcame that obstacle. And then you just keep going. If your why is big enough, I think it's really vital and it's important to get to the bottom of that and to understand why is it that you want that thing? And is that thing going to get you what you want? Like I said with the example of the new car. Is the new car the only way to get you to feel that power? Well, it might not be. Now maybe we come up with something else. You shift and change the desire into something that does feel in more alignment. So when we uncover the blocks, it's asking yourself, like, what measures can I take to flip that around? Oh, woe is me. I just don't have enough content. Okay, I guess it was never meant to be. Stop it. Stop that. Lady leaders don't do that. Lady leaders go, you know what? I want that thing. I uncovered my why. It is exactly what I want to do. It has a variety. It has a choice. It has the opportunity for abundance and prosperity. And it has the opportunity for variety. Are you kidding? I totally want that. And I go, well, I don't have enough content. I go, okay, well, we're going to overcome that. Okay. What measures can I take? Can I acquire more content? Do I need to take another class, read another book, practice a few more things? That's what my whole life has been about. Of course I can go do that. That's a big fat yes. Okay. Then you do the same thing to the next blocks, the next set of beliefs that are preventing you from moving forward. Then when you are continuing, now you take some time, and I'm going to sit this afternoon. I'm going to work on some content. I'm going to start organizing the content for my program. Okay. Well, I'm going to continue to check in with myself. Where am I at now? If I all of a sudden find myself getting up from my desk and going outside to mow the lawn, and I'm finding myself, distracting myself, then I'm going to check in with myself. Why am I distracting? What is showing up for me? What belief is in there right now? Why am I letting off on the gas? Like, as soon as I get it created, I'm going to start promoting it. I'm going to start filling it. I'm going to start building my lady rising empire, right? I mean, that's my goal, is to have hundreds of women that are ready to lead their lives into this program, that are like fired up and ready to go, and they're ready and they're open and they're willing. I'm going to uncover my blocks. I'm going to remove my limiting beliefs. I'm going to completely disconnect from my negative self-talk, and I'm going to accelerate my life full steam ahead. And that's what I'm looking for. So, hey, if this is something that you're interested in, you want to work with me and you want to be a part of this at this foundational level of this program, and be a part of this new creation that is going to change your life, send me an email, themeditationroomtc@gmail.com, and say, hey, Jen, you know what? I heard on your podcast, you got a new program coming up. I want to be a part of it. And I go, you know what? Let's set up a time to talk. Let's have a conversation. Okay. Let's find out where you're at and where I'm at, and let's see how we can help each other. Okay. So keep checking in with yourself. Keep feeling into the resistance. So many times we make this bigger belief out of something that says, well, it's not meant to be. It's not in God's will. It's not, I don't deserve it. Nope. That's a bunch of bullshit, and you can have it. You deserve it simply because you're here. You deserve it simply because you're on this planet and you say so. You have a choice of how you create your life. And I say full steam ahead and rip those blocks, get them out of the way, overcome those obstacles and those limiting beliefs, because they're just beliefs. It was just a belief that I don't have enough content. And the first step for me is I have a lot of content. I mean, I've been doing this for 25 years. I have a lot of content. So I'm going to organize my content, and then it's going to unveil itself that says, oh, yeah, I have a lot of content. I probably have more than I need. But I'm going to organize it before I go out and, join a course or take another program or do whatever, that I'm going to organize my current content. And then I'm sure that block is going to relieve itself. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of the work and see where we're at, and start to continue, or start to check in. Where am I? What am I feeling? What do I need to do? How is this? What's my big why? Like, really checking in with ourselves. I think that introspection is key. That is key. It's understanding what's going on, where it's at, what's happening, and how do I overcome it? Okay. And then the last one, and I really can't emphasize this enough, is feel into the resistance, feel the overwhelm, feel the chaos, feel the procrastination, and then release it. I release this procrastination, and I am open to allowing accelerated progress into my life, because I am a lady leader. I am a lady leader rising up in my life. And And like I said, a leader doesn't mean you have to be in charge of other people. It just means that you're taking charge of your life, your relationships, and your business. And it doesn't have to be all three. And that relationship could be with you. But I'm taking charge of my life. Nobody is coming to save me. There is no white knight on a horse. There is a knight on a white horse. I forget what it is. But either way, nobody's coming to save me. I am not a victim of my circumstance. I am not a victim of my environment or what I was born into or this neighborhood I live in or the government laws or whatever. I am not a victim of that. I am a lady leader ready to rise up in my life, to accelerate progress in my life, in my relationships, and in my business. And I hope that finds you. I hope that this really lands on you and you're like, you know what? Jen's right. I want to start leading in my life. I want to start shifting and changing things. I want to give up this blaming and this victimhood mentality. Like I'm ready to take charge and I'm ready to overcome, because you know what? Any of the overcoming is just energy. That is literally just stuck energy in your body. And you'd be like, wait, Jen, wait. You're telling me that this belief that I don't deserve it is just energy? And I go, yeah. Matter of fact, I go, shit, yeah, because it is. That's all it is. It is simply some clogging dirt and junk in the hose of life. Life force energy can't move through you. So the things that you're wanting to accelerate in your life, the things that you're wanting to see happen in your life, the new relationship, more money, a better job, some more freedom, some more lovely experiences, it can't show up in your life because you have a block somewhere. And it's just an energetic block. Isn't that awesome? To me, when I first learned that, it was years ago, but it's probably 10 years ago now. When I first learned that, I'm like, oh my God, like that's it? Because I'm standing out, here's my analogy. I'm standing out in my yard going, what the frack? Like, how come my garden looks like crap? It's all dry and dusty and crusty and it looks stupid. And remember my garden analogy with the garden hose and life force energy is the water trying to move through the hose, and the hose is clogged with all this energy blocks, and the sprinkler is pointing at my garden and it's just like nothing because nothing's coming out because my garden hose is blocked. And I go, I just need to clean out the energy that is my body. I just need to open up my chakras. I just need to clean out the limiting beliefs and the negative self-talk, and my life will start to shift. And I go, yeah, that's it. That's it. And I start doing that work. I start meditating. I start going inward. I start checking in. I start feeling into the resistance. I just got to feel through the resistance. That belief that you have is only a thought that you keep thinking. And if you start to adopt a new thought, your life starts changing. Just like that. That's what I love about this work. It shifts so quickly. No matter what it is you want. You take your life right now and go, what do I want? What part of my life do I want to get better? What part of my health do I want to get better? What part of my wealth and my career? What part of my relationships do I want to get better? And I go, are you ready? Because this shit's about to get real, right? It is about to get real for you right now. So if this is something that you're interested in, this is what I do. This is the foundational work that I do, is this energy level work. Moving the energy, unkinking the hose, getting life force energy to move through naturally. Life force energy is always flowing. It is always on. The water is always connected to the hose. You turn the spigot, that sprinkler better turn on. You open yourself up and life force energy moves easily through you. Have you ever heard somebody say like, oh man, as soon as I this, then this. As soon as I let go of that belief, as soon as I felt like I deserved it, my business doubled. As soon as I let go of my past beliefs about my relationships, I found the love of my life. As soon as I let go of my lack of, or my I'm not smart enough belief, I found the job that I'm in love with, right? That's how fast it is. That's how fast it works. So I hope that you reach out to have a conversation with me, and I would be more than happy to just chat with you and see how I best can support you. So in the meantime, go out there and accelerate your life, your relationships, and your business. Thanks for listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would love for you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment as to how this has inspired you. If you're interested in learning about our Lady Leaders Retreat and to join a community of women who connect, heal, and create a life that is full of joy, inspiration, and empowerment, then send me an email at themeditationroomtc@gmail.com. Subject line, let's talk. And I will set up a time for us to have a conversation. And in the meantime, keep going, growing, and transforming, and keep looking for those nuggets of inspiration.